Guys, finally Sleeps here. Tonight we're doing another episode of Cringeworthy. Again, we're going back to the same YouTube channel. Oh my god. Far from average. Where it's nothing but just video after video after video of seduction techniques on how to get chicks. And it is super fucking bad. Like terrible. It's so bad. It's like you see those images of those dogs that are just so ugly. They got like a tongue hanging out, but they're just kind of adorable. That's like this channel. It's like those dogs with the tongue hanging out, except it's about being super creepy to girls. It doesn't make sense. It sort of makes sense to me. It's just really bad. So again, tonight's video is the most seductive thing a man can do. Ooh, so excited. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share, check out, everything when we turn on notifications. So anytime a video goes live, you can follow along and watch it here at YouTube. Check out everything, all the links and all that stuff. It's at the end of the video, blah, blah, blah. Make sure you watch the whole Cringeworthy series because you got to kind of know where we're at this point. I think it was episode, 4 or 5? I don't know. I've lost track. It's all the same shit. Just how to pick up girls, how not to pick up girls. These are terrible tips. Don't follow any of this shit. All right, let's get into it. Most seductive thing a man can do.
What you're about to learn is the most seductive thing that a man can do.
See, told you, most seductive thing a man can do.
And if you can master this, your life will change in so many different ways that it will blow your mind.
Mind is about to be blown. Let's guess. What is the most seductive thing a man could do? Maybe it's eating a hot dog without a bun. Or when you can lick your own eyebrows. What if you just cry at the end of the Notebook? Maybe that's all it is. We haven't even started the video. That's all it is. It's just 10 minutes of this guy telling us to watch the Notebook and make sure you cry at the end. No, let's guess for real right now, though. I mean, we're like 4 or 5 weeks into this whole Cringeworthy channel thing, and I mean, it's all about like how to be an asshole, to get chicks on the regular. That's what all of these videos are about. I mean, I feel like I have a good handle on it at this point. So what could be this narrator's idea of the most seductive thing a man can do? It's probably be an asshole. It's probably number one. Or like a dominant alpha male. It's always about dominance and alpha male. Be an alpha male. Or 3, just ignore them because girls want what they can't have, because that's another recurring theme here. I'm hoping that one of these videos is like 15 minutes long of the best way to seduce a woman is by being gay. I'm waiting. It's coming. Because girls want what they can't have.
So one of the most powerful attraction triggers known to man is something called dominance. And it's not one of those things that you either have or don't have.
Dominance. Called it. Called it.
What you have to understand is that every person on the planet has their own view of the world. And this view is going to be slightly different than your view.
Can we just take a moment and marvel in the awesomeness that is the artwork that we have right here? Oh, it's so wrong. So wrong.
And the view of the other 7 billion people out there. And your view of the world is your frame. And the viewpoint of another person is their frame. And whenever you're interacting with other people, your frames are basically colliding. And typically the most dominant person is the one who has the strongest frame.
No, my frame is stronger than your frame. No, my frame is bigger than your frame. Me frame big. Me frame strong. Me frame win. Me frame. What the fuck is a frame? I feel sorry for the guy in the middle. It looks like he hasn't slept in 7 days and just needs a hug. Probably because he's afraid of getting canceled for that time he dressed up like Hong Kong Phooey for that cartoon-themed frat party back in 2007.
Quantum physics states that on the smallest level, reality is really just a sea of mathematical probabilities, with nothing really being set in stone.
God, that's so wrong. It's not right. It's wrong. That's someone who's only foray into quantum theory is they really liked Big Bang and Sheldon was their favorite. Or they've seen every episode of Ancient Aliens that Michio Kaku was in.
And what this means is that your frame or your beliefs quite literally shape your reality.
No, it doesn't. Nope. No. Nope. Mm-mm. It's not right. Nope.
This is exactly what happens when we're interacting with other people and two different frames are colliding with one another. Whenever you have two or more people interacting, both of them have their own frame or their own bubble of a certain size depending on how strong their belief is. So if you're the person with the stronger frame, your bubble is going to absorb their bubble, and what you're left with is both of you sitting inside of the same bubble or inside of the strongest frame.
I'm pretty sure he's telling us that the loudest person is going to win the argument. The most annoying person in the room gets all of the attention, something like that. Because it's exactly what girls want.
You believe that you are one of the best looking guys out there. Now imagine a girl walks up to you and tells you that you are not attractive at all. In this exact moment, both her frame or bubble and your frame begin to collide. Now what you have to understand is that in any situation, there can only be one dominant frame.
There can be only one.
So imagine the girl tells you that you're unattractive, which goes directly against your frame or your belief that you are a really good looking dude.
And like that's when you hit her over the head with your club and drag her back to your cave, just like you did that frat boy dressed up like Jackie Chan back at that Sigma Chi party years ago in college.
And the moment that that happens, she's basically assuming the position of power, and she will have effectively imposed her frame onto your frame. Or in other words, her bubble will have absorbed yours.
All of these videos, they're all like super sketchy. But this one, I'm feeling is a little bit extra rapey. Can I even say that? Can I say that? I just said that. I said it. I hate this channel. 1.39 million subscribers. I mean, really, if you break this stuff down Barney style, he's saying that as long as you believe it strong enough, like you really believe it, and then if anybody doesn't believe it, you just force your beliefs onto them. You just force it on them. And like in the case of this YouTube channel, it's about attracting girls, which there's no other way to say it. It's like super fucking rapey. I mean, sometimes I feel bad for like half a second. You know, that we ripped the shit out of this channel and it's obviously sad little wannabe, William Shatner narrator, this massive superiority complex and his fear of nipples. And then I hear shit like this and nope, I don't feel bad anymore.
Now, the point of having a dominant frame doesn't mean that you're supposed to go around trying to force your beliefs or your frame on other people.
He's back. Our little guy still needs a hug.
What it means is that when other people unintentionally...
Oh, shit. There's another one. It's another guy from that same frat party. And this one needs a hug too. At this point, I'm waiting for him to take one of these little guys and just draw a black face on him. I think that's the only thing that can make this thing worse at this point.
Intentionally try to force their beliefs onto you. The goal is to have your frame strong enough that it simply absorbs theirs.
Wait, I gotta rewind this. I missed what he said because I was so worried about that imaginary multicultural frat party that happened back in the 2000s that left all of these suburban little white boys in desperate need of a hug.
What it means is that when other people unintentionally or intentionally try to force their beliefs onto you, the goal is to have your frame strong enough that it simply absorbs theirs.
So, don't be an asshole unless someone is an asshole first. It's a dick for a dick. or in the context of this video, don't be a dick to a girl unless she doesn't think you're handsome. And I don't know. I'm pretty sure now that this girl back at the beginning, she's running away. That's why she's running away. Ew. Run, girl. Run.
No matter what other people do or say to try and change those beliefs. What you have to realize is that your frame should always be the dominant one.
Oh, does this count as blackface? I'm pretty sure it counts. So
Imagine that within your frame, you are a really confident, valuable man. Now, what if you were to meet a girl and her tone and behavior towards you implied that you are neither of these things?
You know, because she's got a brain. Because remember, if you're a guy that watches that channel for all these videos, trying to figure out what the little secret technique it is to get a girl to find you attractive, you're most definitely super creepy. And any girl with enough brain cells to rub together to get herself dressed and out the door in the morning with her tits all tucked in and her shoes on the right feet, she most definitely sees through your bullshit and knows you're a creepo, whether you want a hug or not.
So either you maintain your own frame of being confident and valuable, or her frame collides with and absorbs yours, which leaves you questioning your confidence and value, and before you know it, it sets off a chain reaction of bad things that happen and your frame grows even weaker.
Maybe I am creepy. No, there's no maybe about it. You are super creepy. Everything about this whole video is super creepy. Super fucking creepy.
Kids who get bullied in school, all that's really happening is that one kid is imposing his frame or his reality or his beliefs onto a kid who has a weaker frame.
Is this exactly what this guy is trying to tell you to do to women? It's a bully if you do it to a kid with a book bag, but it's being dominant if it's some chick out for a jog.
We're going to start to question our ability, and we're going to allow our reality, which is one where we are really good, to be twisted into the reality of those who tell us that we suck.
Well, I'm going to say it. I'm just going to say it. This guy sucks. Sucks. And I guarantee my bubble is bigger than his bubble. My frame is more dominant than his frame. My frame would beat the lever loving shit out of this creepy little fucker's frame. Then me and that girl that he chased off, we're going to go to the Olive Garden. I'm going to let her have whatever she wants for dinner. And I'm not eating the chicken Alfredo. I'm just going to let the waitress pick whatever she wants to give me.
And then surprise, surprise, their opinions actually become true, as long as we are living in their reality.
I'm realizing now that you may not have seen the other videos in this series, and you're probably wondering, why the hell is this guy talking about chicken Alfredo at Olive Garden? And I've decided I'm not going to explain it. Nope, I'm not explaining it. We're just going to leave it as a little inside joke. Whether you like it or not. Seriously. I mean, this is the worst, creepiest video I've seen from this entire channel. So I think we need a palate cleanser. There. Now I feel a little better. Let's get back to Shatner's guide to being super rapey so that you can get chicks.
In this situation, the leader must have the dominant frame because he must convince all of his men that they are going to win the battle, even though the odds are stacked against him. Now, all of these men within the army must submit to the leader's reality because if they don't...
Why is the leader shirtless? Like, everybody else here, they're like conquistadors. And then we got like this shirtless Spartan up top. It's like... But wait, we gotta see. Can we rewind? Let's rewind to see if he has nipples. Okay, there's nipples. I don't know. If the dude did not have nipples, I was gonna get super worried. I mean, like, crazy worried. Start Googling shit like, what happens if a sociopath doesn't have nipples? Why does this guy's always... What's the fear of nipples? It turns out it's like, some psychological thing where if he doesn't draw nipples on things, and it's him being concerned, and he's trying to destroy his femininity from when his evolution from woman to man, and what is the fear of nipples, and I don't know, something, I don't know, never mind, doesn't matter. Guy's got nipples. He's got nipples, we're all good.
In this situation, if the leader were to submit to the frame of the enemy, which is the one where all of his army is defeated and captured, imagine what is going to happen to both him and all of his men.
We've got bondage. Fuck, this thing just took a crazy turn.
Imagine what is going to happen to both him and all of his men.
Well, based on this drawing, what's gonna happen is they're gonna learn what pigs sound like while one of those little frat boys with the bleached hair plays his banjo on the porch. Ding 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 ding.
Men who have a weak frame are easily dominated by the opinions of other people. In the animal kingdom, these would be called sheep. Maintaining a dominant frame is the most seductive thing that a man can do. When girls quote-unquote test you, all they're really doing is probing your frame to see if they can break it.
I'm so disappointed with this video. And it's not just because of its hyper-masculine, be an asshole to get in her pants point of view. There's too many bubbles. Except we're calling them frames. There's always like the little splooge when the bubbles hit. Now we got sheep and a bunch of frat boys who made bad decisions, and now they all need a hug. Or that guy who got tied up for following his shirtless Spartan captain into battle. And that girl who ran away from the creepy guy, and now she just keeps showing up in a dress, and it's so short, if she bends over, that sheep behind her is going to be able to see straight up her uterus.
And when a girl tries to break your frame and she is unsuccessful, you will have just triggered the most primal switch for attraction that there is.
So, when a girl tries to break your bubble, but you won't let her, that's the most primal switch for attraction that there is. I'm utterly speechless. You know that girl who was running away from the guy because he thought he was handsome, and she said, "No, you're creepy, ooh," had he stood his ground and dominated her bubble and convinced her that he was really handsome, that's the most primal point of attraction. That's the seductive technique. What happens if that guy who was getting bullied, the guy with the backpack, what happens if his bubble's bigger than the bully's? What happens to the bully? Okay. That makes more sense now.
Your reality, or your frame, or your belief about yourself must always be stronger than what others think of you, or than the frames of other people. This is the most seductive thing that a man can do. And with that said, until next time.
That's the most point of attraction. And with that said, until next time. You know why he ended that shit so quickly? Probably because the police were banging on his front door wanting to know why he was chasing that girl up the street, yelling stuff like, "I am too handsome. My mom told me I was. Come back here. My frame is bigger than your frame. Me frame big." It's okay, officer. I learned it on YouTube. Oh my God. I can only take so much of this shit. It's like, it's every week. Every week we come into these things and we think, okay, it's not gonna be as bad as it was last time. It's not gonna be as bad, and then it's just as bad. Like every week, it's just as bad. But I don't know. All right, thanks for hanging out. See you next Friday when we'll mentally go through another week. I mean, I swear to God, it's like I get through one of these videos and I've lost brain cells. Like my IQ drops, and it's not just this. It's not the alcohol. It's gotta be the video. It's gotta be the video. No, my frame is stronger than your frame. No, my frame is bigger than your frame. My frame big.